Yeah, so I'll just give an update on our discovery in Spain, in southern Spain. It's volcanogenic massive sulfide associated mineralisation. The photograph here is of some of the high-grade chalcopyrite-rich mineralisation in one of our recent drill holes. So it will be forward-looking statements. All right, I'll start with just a recap of some of the highlights. We've only tested one target in our project area at this stage, and our first holes were discovery holes. And every hole since then has hit mineralisation. So it's a pretty good start. We've got a bunch of other targets which leads us to think that we could make additional discoveries as we get to those other areas. You can see one of our discovery holes here, 20 metres at 1.5% copper equivalent, with a high-grade section of 7 metres of nearly 3.5% copper equivalent, starting from near surface. Importantly, some of this mineralisation has some high tin grades that are higher. We've seen the highest I've seen in any of the massive sulfides associated mineralisation on the Spanish side of the Iberian Pyrite Belt. Typically, tin is associated with only the very big copper-rich VMS systems or massive sulfide deposits. Neves Corvo in the west being a good example, the same belt we're exploring in, operated by Lundin. Kidd Creek being another example in Canada. We're surrounded by other mines. We've got First Quantum mining the Las Cruces deposit about 12 kilometres to the east. Grupo Mexico right next door to us looking to restart the old Asno-Coyan and Los Frailes mines. And to the northwest is Atalaya mining the old Rio Tinto deposit where the Rio Tinto company began. There's excellent infrastructure. It's a well-established mining region. And what we're seeing with all the work we're doing is the potential here for a very large deposit. And pleased to say, Eric, we have recommenced drilling just in the last couple of days. Quick update on our capital structure. We have about 150 million shares out, 30 million warrants, all in the money. So we're seeing warrants being exercised every week. At the end of last year, we had about a bit over $4 million still left in the bank. So we're well financed. Our next drill program, we've got plenty of money for that and plenty of flexibility to expand the program as we see fit. Showing the location of the project just outside of the city of Seville in southern Spain. It's at the eastern end of the Iberian Pyrite Belt. There's about 7 operating mines in the belt with some major operators, Lundin off in the west at Neves Corvo, Trafigura and their joint venture. They've got 3 mines. I mentioned Atalaya, Grupo Mexico and First Quantum. Well serviced with infrastructure as well. So just zooming in on our Escacena project, which is shown here outlined in yellow, and our La Romana target where we've made a discovery down in the south. This just highlights the proximity to some of these other mines. Atalaya's open pit mine off to the northwest. Mining grades in the open pit about 0.43% copper, 0.42. I think they have a cut-off about 0.15% copper. Grupo Mexico's deposit just here right next door to us. In fact, the Asno-Coyan pit edge is just 600 metres from our property boundary, and then Las Cruces off to the east, which is one of the highest grade open pit copper mines in the world. An important thing about our property is it's a unique situation, an island within an otherwise very well explored geological province. This area was last explored in the mid-1980s by Exxon. So since then, there's been a couple of other big discoveries. Los Frailes was found and Las Cruces, both by directly drilling gravity anomalies. And that was our target here at La Romana. And we've got a bunch of other large gravity anomalies in this area that we haven't got to yet. So this is where I strongly believe we've got a very good chance of making additional discoveries in good time. All right, so just zooming in on our on the Laramana area. This just in the background is the gravity contours, the gravity anomaly that was our original target. And this just shows the drill holes we've completed so far, and the results summarised in the boxes there. We put out some news last week with the last 3 drill holes. They're highlighted in yellow. So we've completed 28 drill holes so far. We're still waiting for results for about 7 holes. And we've been drilling in an area about 800 metres long east-west by about 400 metres north-south. Just a couple of things. Most of the drilling in the west, pattern drilling, 50 by 50 metre spaces, targeting this magenta-coloured downhole EM conductor anomaly on the peak, near the peak of the gravity anomaly, and then some larger step-out holes off to the east. So just to highlight one of our the latest drill results showing 26.5 metres at nearly 1.3% copper equivalent, with 11 metres at 2.31% copper equivalent from about 14 metres below surface, off in the shallow western extremity of the area we've been drilling. So it shows it's wide open in this direction. And then at the other extremity, a hole 19, which is our deepest intersection to date, again with another 10 metres at 2.1% copper, about 220 metres below surface. So this thing is wide open in all directions at this stage. So we've got another 20-hole program which has just commenced. That'll look to push out the area of mineralisation in all directions, to the west, north and to the east, as well as start to fill in this gap and test more of this eastern yellow conductor just shown there. The next couple of slides will be some cross sections through this area, and then I'll step across and show a cross section through this area here where we've hit some very high grade massive chalcopyrite. So starting with in the west, these are all at the same scale. You can see very simple geometry. It's very continuous, 20 to 30 metre thick intervals, around 1% or better for the most part. This is one of the recent holes we reported, hole 20, again with this near surface, high grade mineralisation. It looks ideal for an open pit situation. The grades are good, thickness is good, and it's completely open down dip and on strike. On this section, it looks to be getting a bit higher grade as we go down dip. And then stepping over again, another 50 metres, our original discovery holes, hole 2 and 5. You can see good high grade sections from near surface, again, open down dip, same thing, another 50 metres over. Now stepping right over to the far east, these are a row of 3 holes testing a downhole EM conductor anomaly. Each of those holes hit massive chalcopyrite, very high grade, very dense, within a much broader zone of copper mineralisation. You can just see some of the massive chalcopyrite off to the side, very, very high grade mineralisation. And it seems to be getting better, getting wider down dip. Hole 19, which we just reported results highlighted in yellow here. So you can see 10 metres at 2.1% copper with that very high grade material just highlighted there. And we also intersected a couple of other narrow high grade intervals above that at shallower depth. We think this could extend all the way to surface, and that would give us about 400 metres dip extent. And of course, it's wide open down dip. All right, so just another view on the area that we've been drilling. Just a couple of things to point out. This is those 2 large downhole EM conductors I showed on the previous one of the previous maps. This is looking down towards the southwest on the project area with the 3 selected IP lines as well. So the first thing to notice is that most of these, the big EM conductors, are still untested. Most of the drilling in the east, in this magenta coloured target, is focused in the upper shallow portion of it, and we think we could double the dip extent in here and extend it further to the east. Again, very few holes in this area. We can see the massive chalcopyrite, completely open down dip, most of this big conductor anomaly is untested. Again, you can see this coincidence of the downhole EM conductor with the IP, just as we saw over here. So the next round of drilling will look to extend this in all directions, test further down dip here and push it out to the east as well as testing the potential for to extend the shallow mineralisation up here as well. So lots of room for a very big deposit. I think this could grow in all directions. Just to highlight, this is some core from hole 22. We're still waiting for results of that. And again, just showing the massive sulphide extending laterally as well. So we completed a big IP survey late last year in the last quarter. This is the level plan through that. Shows a couple of things. Very big anomaly. It's wide open to the west. We have an untested target up to the north. You can see where we've been pattern drilling off in the western part. I've superimposed the outline of the 70 million tonne Los Frailes deposit here to give a sense of scale. So you can see we've got lots of room here for a big deposit. So we'll continue this with this next round of drilling to test the shallow portions of this IP target. Just a cross section through the eastern section where we hit the massive sulphide. That's the IP anomaly. A bit of an interpretation here where we think the IP might be indicating the feeder zone to this system. So we'll be targeting where the massive sulphide intersects that in the next round of drilling. And bonus would be some enrichment like we see at Las Cruces, which is at the same scale just here. What do I think? We'll find some more deposits in this area. Well, this is where we've been drilling at La Romana. We've got a cluster of other gravity anomalies in the adjacent area, which we're waiting to get permitted here in the Andalus area. An old Exxon drill hole, 9.5 metres at 1.4% copper. No other drilling between that hole and where we're drilling today. Look at those gravity anomalies. The gravity anomaly at La Romana we've been targeting and the response over the two big deposits over here. And you can see why we're pretty excited about these targets just in here. So given the pedigree of the area and success at testing gravity anomalies. Again, back to La Romana, the old Exxon, some of the old Exxon information, which goes beyond where we've been working. We've only, it looks like it could extend another 0.5 kilometre to the west, perhaps 1 kilometre more to the east, gives a total strike length of the target about 2.5 kilometres. We've only tested about 1/3 of that at the moment, and we've got a number of other targets in the area. So, yeah, a lot of work to do. So it's a new copper discovery. I think we've got lots of upside here. The next phase of drilling we're looking at is about 20 holes, 4,000 to 5,000 metres. We'll probably extend the drilling and continue to follow the mineralisation where it takes us. Yeah, we're looking forward to getting the Al Andalus area granted as soon as possible so we can start testing those other targets. So plenty to look forward to this year.